In this video, we're going to take a look at the DMAX function, one of the database functions in Excel. It is similar to the max function, except it filters the data before you apply the max function. So before we look at the DMAX, let's just take a look at the max function, and then we'll see what the differences are between the two. So let's put a little label here. It says highest profit, and we will put a label here that says highest profit. Okay, let's edit that. For apple trees. Okay. And we'll move those over one cell here. Okay. So in J6 here, I just want to find the highest number from among all the numbers that are in here. And that is going to be on the Home tab. And it's going to be under the Autosum button here, and we want to find the maximum. It looks for the closest numbers. Those are not the numbers we want to add or that we want to find the maximum of. These are the numbers right here, so just take your mouse and click and drag through them. When it says E6 to E11 over here, you're good. Go ahead and hit the Enter key, and it'll tell you the maximum profit on any of our trees was $105. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to restrict that to apple trees, and actually given what we have right here, that is going to be the highest. I'd like to get a different answer, so we're just going to modify that a little bit. We'll make it 100 instead. So let's go to J7 here, and let's go to our Formulas tab. And again, the D functions, the database functions, are not in any one of these books here, not even if you click on More Functions here. So we have to go to the Insert Function button over here, choose the database category from our drop-down box, and then we're going to choose DMAX and click on OK. And we have to provide three things. We have to tell it where our data is. They call that the database, and it's our little table right over here. We want to know which field. We can either type in column 5 because that is the 5th column of our table, or we can type in the word profit because that's the column heading, or we can just click on it. And then the last thing I want to know is what's criteria. And we're just going to do apple trees right now, which means I need to look in the tree column for the word apple. So here's my criteria range, just A1 to A2. Click on OK, and we should get $100 back for our answer. So we're looking at this row right here. We're looking at this row, and we're looking at this row. So it looks at those three numbers, and it finds the largest of the three, and we get $100. Okay. Couple of other things we're going to try here. We're going to change our criteria range. So let's go to our insert function here, bring up our dialog box, and let's delete the current criteria that's there. And this time we're going to extend it to apple trees that are between 10 and 16 feet in height. There's only one that meets that criteria, and that is this right here. Let's go ahead and click on OK. And it tells me the largest number for a tree that's in that height range is 75. And since there's only one, it's going to be both the max and the min. Let's go back and let's try it one more time here. Let's try it with the, we'll change criteria this time, and click on the little arrow here. And we're going to do, let's just do apple or pear. Okay. So that's going to be everything except that one cherry tree that's there. That cherry tree is the one with the highest profit though, so we're not going to get 105. We should still get 100 when we come back here and click on OK, and we are. So it's looking at all of the apple trees. It's looking at all the pear trees. It's not looking at cherry. So it's looking at all those, and the biggest number from among those is 100. So you can set any criteria range up here that you want. If you need to have more than one thing true for the same column, you have to put each logical test here in a different column. And one last thing, whenever you're doing stuff like this, it always makes it easier if you take your data table and give it a name. I've still got the name here from the last example, so we're going to call it tree table. If it wasn't already named, you just go here and type right on top what's already there. Just make sure you don't put any spaces in. The rules are it has to start with a letter and be followed by letters, digits, or underscores. And no spaces. You have to run words together if you want to do something like tree table. Okay. And if you got a long table here, you know, you got hundreds or even thousands of rows, you don't want to have to select the whole thing every time. It'd be a lot easier if all you have to do is just type in the name. So we're going to go in here one final time, and we're going to go to the insert function, And now we're going to say tree table instead of dragging it across the range. And let's click on OK, and we should get exactly the same answer.